Hey, Reverend Paula Zabkar here from Spiritual Soul Center. Y'all know, if you've been listening to these soul sessions or even coming on Sundays to listen to my messages there, that I take the inspiration for whatever's around me. And sure enough, there is plenty around me with the stack of books I have beside my meditation chair and, of course, my 2022, yes, 2022 calendar. Here's the quote that I read just yesterday. This morning it rained. This afternoon it is sunny. How is that not like the mind? And I thought, yes, isn't that the way the mind is? We can go from one thing to the next and we let it influence how we are. It reminded me of the story I've shared before about the farmer who had this old horse. And he decided, this old horse has done its job, I'm going to let it loose. And so he lets it loose into the countryside. And of course the villagers are like, oh my gosh, what are you going to do without your horse? Aren't you sad? And he says, well, who knows? We'll see. And the horse, a week later, comes back, rejuvenated from having eaten the grass in the mountains, along with 12 other horses, bringing back to the farmer's farm. And of course the village people are like, oh my gosh, you must be so happy. Look what you've gotten. You've gotten these 12 new horses, and your horses come back to help you. And the farmer says, who knows? We'll see. And then the son goes out the next day to try to train these horses how to be farm animals. And he falls off one of the horses and breaks his legs. You get the drift now. The villagers are saying, oh my gosh, you must be so sad. Your son, he's got a broken leg. How is it going to work out for you? And he says, well, who knows? We'll see. Just so happens a few days later, war breaks out in the kingdom, and all of the men who are able-bodied are drafted to serve in the war. Of course, his son does not have to go because he's got this broken leg. And the villagers, once again, oh, you must be so happy your son gets to stay here with you. And even though he has broken his leg, he's not off in the war. And so happens his son ends up with a limp. Again, the villagers, oh my gosh, you must be so sad. Your son couldn't recover from that broken leg. And in the end, what happens is all of the young men who went off to war didn't end up coming back. And the farmer was able to supply the village with what they needed because his son was still there. The mind, go in one place and then go in the other, and go in one place and then go in the other. We have an opportunity, because we have awareness, to observe that in the mind and make different choices. Just so happens I'm also reading a book by Yung Pueblo that addresses this, and he says this: if there is one thing to focus on for improving your life, your healing should be it. And if you want to build a better life, you have to concentrate on what impacts you the most. And without a doubt, that is the relationship between you and your mind. You see, that awareness of where we're going with it, and how we have the opportunity to be aware and to intentionally bring it back to where we want to be, how we want to feel. We really have that option. And when we harness that power of the mind, and when that healing takes place, it is an amazing thing to walk in your own shoes. So that's what I've got for you today. I hope really that you recognize the power that you have over your mind. Until next time.